case that we were doing something stupid or something in the first one.
Oh!
Hey guys, I'm Bree and this is Lydia. We're going to talk about the whole ZOZO thing. Where it originated.
Not where it originated, how we got into it. So it started with me and Chelsea and you. And it started on Chelsea's birthday in 2016.
When we first encountered him.
Right. So we were at Chelsea's house. All she wanted for her birthday was to play with the Ouija board. Of course, like idiots, we were like, yeah, okay, that's cool, we'll do it. My dad had passed away a couple of months before Chelsea's birthday, and I don't remember whose idea it was.
Chelsea's.
It was Chelsea's idea,
Yes.
yeah. To talk to my dad through the Ouija board. And at first,
I said it was a bad idea.
Yeah, at first we were like, no, that's a really bad idea. We shouldn't talk to somebody that we know. We need to just talk to random spirits, because I've always read that if you talk to people that you know through a Ouija board, it disturbs their afterlife.
Well, the main thing is, like all over the internet, that I did not know then, was that when you try to connect to your loved ones, that's when ZOZO actually comes in, because you're trying to get a connection.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you get connected to him instead
of your loved ones.
Yes.
Right. So it took a little bit of convincing, and finally, I guess peer pressure got to me, and I was like, okay. So we set up our Ouija board. We did a little chant. And nobody remembers doing it except for me, so I'm not even sure that we did it.
I remember the chant. I don't remember what you said, because I think I went into some other world thinking I don't want to be here right now.
Because it was really like, I think the chant made it really real.
Yeah. Who needs to do a chant?
Right.
You're already playing with a Ouija board.
Right. So we do the chant. We took some tea light candles, and I sat on one side and Chelsea sat in front of me and Bree sat beside us. And everywhere that there's not a person sitting, you're supposed to put a candle there, light it, and it keeps any bad spirits from coming in or sitting in on your...
So apparently that's the only thing that we knew about it. Chelsea looked up the directions, right? Because we knew nothing.
Right. But like literally back then we couldn't give a crap less about any of this.
Until really got
right, until it really happens, you really just don't think about it. We get in, we get settled down, we put the Ouija board in the middle, we put the planchette on it, and we're all sitting down and our candles
in pitch black.
There were no lights on in the whole house. We were sitting in the living room floor at Chelsea's old house, and there were no lights on. So that made it even worse.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting there in complete darkness, and really all that you have is the candlelight.
Yeah, all you could really see was the board and faces. Like my face.
Like I could see you, but you were just sitting so close. So we talked to a couple of different spirits to begin with. Not really a lot.
It was moving around.
Yeah.
But also, was it moving around in the figure 8 and all of that while it was doing that, while we thought we were talking to something? Because I remember saying, this thing's stupid, it don't even know how to spell.
Right.
Like,
I don't remember, really. All I remember is after we decided that we didn't want to talk to random spirits and Chelsea pressured me into talking to my dad, I was in kind of a funk.
Yeah, it wasn't a good idea to be doing that.
Yeah, we weren't.
Anyway.
It wasn't a good idea, and second of all, I wasn't in the right headspace for it. So we get started talking to my dad, or what we think is we're talking to my dad, and at first I'm like,
I'm gonna go ahead and say I never thought that was your dad.
Right.
I had a horrible feeling about it at the beginning when you started trying.
Yeah, so in case we didn't make it clear, Bree never wanted us to try to talk to my dad, because first of all, it's just really personal. It was really fresh. We didn't want, it wasn't a good idea. And if you ever play with a Ouija board, never try to contact anybody that you know. Just
don't even play with them.
Yeah.
Like.
And if you do, make sure you read on it and
just don't.
Yeah. But so we're sitting there. We all have our hands on the planchette, and I start asking questions to the Ouija board, and nothing really makes any sense because it's not really spelling anything.
But I'm pretty sure it was doing the figure 8 before it actually went to the letters and was spelled.
Right.
It done pretty much everything that if you read on the internet,
right,
and it says that there's a demon trying to come out of the board, it'll do blah 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 blah. It done like almost every one of them, except for going from like yes to no and then all the way through the letters. But it done the figure 8. It done all kinds of weird crap, and we were just sitting there letting it do it.
Yeah, well, see, back then we didn't know anything about demons or like, we really didn't even know anything about spirits. We shouldn't have been playing.
Yeah.
Stupid people do stupid things. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, right?
Yeah. Win a prize.
Right.
Get a demon.
Free demon. I asked it a couple of questions. It doesn't spell anything out. It just keeps bouncing back and forth from Z to O.
A.
Z to A, yeah.
That's one of his other names.
Yeah. And I'm pretty, at one point it did bounce from Z to O. It went from A to O, I'm pretty sure.
I remember it going from Z to A, Z to A, like back and forth.
Back and forth. It would never answer anything directly. It never said yes or no or anything like that. It was just Z, A, Z, A, or Z, O, Z, O.
So I think it's multiple demons. He has like so many names. Which no one really knows who he is anyway. But I think he's Pazuzu.
Right.
I think that's the actual demon. I feel like I know that's who it is. For some reason, I think, and this sounds not true at all because that's the exorcist demon.
Right. Well, I mean, no matter who you're talking to, whether you're talking to somebody who is going to come on here and believe whatever we're saying, it's really up to whoever's watching. You know, you have people who are going to not believe, or you're going to have people that are skeptic about it, or people that come on here and they have the same experience that we have. Well, you have people who either believe it or they don't, or you're in the middle. I can't stand you.
When we were doing it then, I feel like
you didn't believe in it.
I didn't.
Right. I don't know if I really believed everything that. To me, it was just a joke. And I think that's why I was affected by it so much, was because it was just a joke to me. They always say that if you're emotional, or if you have a big heart, or
they can pretty much play with it.
Right. You're their playground. I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. I know you feel uncomfortable.
I felt uncomfortable
from the beginning.
Started.
Yeah. So
the chant was enough.
Yeah, the chant was enough to make anybody be like, "Oh my God, these people are freaking crazy."
Yeah.
About a minute and a half into.
I don't know how long. I have no idea how long.
It honestly felt like we sat there forever.
Yeah, I have no idea how long we sat there.
But in reality, we probably only really sat there for an hour. So we're talking to it, and it's going back and forth from Z to A, from Z to A. And all of a sudden, one of the candles gets blown out. That's never a good sign.
Yeah, I didn't really think anything about it. I just thought, well...
Right, the wind blew.
Maybe the wax put it out somehow.
One of the candles gets blown out, and as soon as the candle is blown out, something touches Chelsea's back.
Okay. After the candle, Chelsea's sitting there. Okay, me and Lydia are facing each other, and me and Lydia, Chelsea's right here. I look over, Chelsea jerks her hands up off the planchette, and I'm like, okay, no, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
I know that much.
Right.
Alright, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, Chelsea, what's going on? And she
doesn't say anything.
Just sitting there.
Just like stuck.
Scared.
Yes.
And I'm like, Chelsea.
Like terrified. Like if there had been lights on, she definitely would have looked ghostly pale.
Yeah. And like she's just sitting there. And I'm like, Chelsea, say something. I even threatened to hit her.
Yeah.
Like that.
You do like, Chelsea, I'm going to punch you.
Yeah.
If you don't say something, I'm going to punch you.
And after I threatened to punch her, she was like, something touched my shoulder. It was her shoulder.
Oh, okay. Was it her
Because she
shoulder?
said that it, like, from
It
behind.
like grazed her.
No, it grabbed her and set its hand on her from behind.
Oh, okay, yeah. We're sitting there. Obviously, once your hands come off of the planchette, you've not said goodbye in the proper way. I mean, me and Bree still told it goodbye.
I think at the end we did say goodbye, but I really don't know how. With all the other stuff that was happening, I mean, it spelled its name like 30 times. So, I mean, I don't feel like it would have mattered at that point.
Right.
We already let him out of the board anyway, so.
Spirit realm.
We'd already let it.
Into our lives.
Yes.
I think that after we all went outside and we were freaked out, we blew the candles out, we put the Ouija board up, and we decided we were going home. Mm-hmm. Like, we were done.
Yeah.
And in the car, I remember I was driving and I was like, for 10 minutes, nobody said anything.
See, I don't even remember any of that. I don't remember after or nothing.
And I remember when we were driving, I was driving and Bree was in the passenger seat. I remember and I looked over at you and I'm like, something's not right.
No.
So I'm like, I felt really uncomfortable. I felt really...
It affected you before it did me. I remember that.
Right.
It really affected you at starting off right then.
Right.
Like bad.
Because I was like, I was anxious about it.
Yeah.
And before then, I honestly don't know, and I could be very wrong, but I don't know that I ever felt any kind of anxiety like that before. In the car, I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, Bree, something is really wrong. Like, I don't feel right about it. And I started crying because I told you, I'm like, okay, well, what if we have really messed up my dad's, like, afterlife? And that's what I was worried about the most. Was I wasn't worried about me at the time because in my head, it can't affect me because it's not here. So,
shake again.
Right. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna be fine. Well, like, I broke down crying because I'm like, okay, well, we have brought something into my dad's afterlife. Probably about a week or two goes by. I started feeling I was depressed and I was anxious and I didn't want to leave my bedroom and I didn't want to get up out of bed. And I started having panic attacks a lot.
I mean, a skeptic could say, well, that's because, your dad died. Your dad died.
It
was more than that.
Yeah. Obviously I felt sad when my dad died. Yeah. Like, I still feel sad about it to this day, but this was a different kind of sad.
It was more intense, maybe. I don't know if that's the right word, but it was more
prominent.
Yeah.
Battle it by myself pretty much as I can so I don't freak you out. Maybe a week later after that, after all of this happens, after we play with this Ouija board and
I didn't think that it was because of the Ouija board, your depression. I was thinking, it was because of your dad.
Yeah.
But now that I look back on it, I know that that's not what it was.
Right.
Like, I know that had some to do with it, but it was feeding off of that too.
Mm-hmm. Like me being upset all the time.
And you're not supposed to play them if you're depressed anyway, so why were we playing it a couple months after that had happened anyway?
Right. So
we didn't know.
Because we didn't know. Like I said, we did not know Jack.
No.
About playing with a Ouija board.
I didn't even know who ZOZO was.
Right.
I had no idea. I didn't find out about it a year ago.
Or a week later, we were a weekend after playing with the Ouija board.
Very depressed.
I'm depressed and I'm anxious all the time. And I'm not normally like that. I am now.
You're pretty goofy normally.
Yeah, now I'm still goofy. I'm still I'm getting back to my normal self.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, I still have very, very bad social anxiety. I hate being around people.
And you were not like that at all.
Yeah. Before, I was a very friendly person, I think.
I don't know if I'd go that far with it.
Anyway. So basically what it feels like is that there's always somebody with you. Not in a good way. Mm-mm. It's somebody who wants harm to come to you.
Yeah.
Or it makes you feel like we're 2 weeks in and Bria's gone crazy.
Yeah.
Because there's literally no other way to put it. You had a mental break.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I've never been like that. Never. I thought that I was going crazy.
I thought you were going crazy.
I was going crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I was. There was no thinking. I was going crazy. I was so paranoid.
You were paranoid.
I always felt like someone, and it was like during the night. It was every single night. I didn't sleep for like 2 weeks.
And that also added to your craziness.
I couldn't sleep.
Because you thought that somebody was going to hurt.
Yeah. Like, and I didn't feel like it was going to hurt me. I felt like it was going to hurt you.
Right.
I felt like someone was going, and I don't have a clue why I thought this.
Right.
But I felt like someone was going to come in the door and
murder me.
Murder you. I would seriously, while you would be asleep, I would get the gun. This sounds insane. But I would get the gun and I would come in here and stand in complete darkness in front of the refrigerator and watch both doors.
Mm-hmm.
For hours and hours. I swear to God, that is crazy, but that's what I done for like 2 weeks.
I remember you would wake me up. You would come and you would wake me up and you'd be like, hey, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
Or you'd be like, did you hear that?
I heard stuff
all
the time. And it would be like the door rattling or the door
or somebody
opening.
like outside
Yeah.
near the barn.
Which this place has always been pretty bad about that.
Yeah.
Like anybody that even comes over and spends the night, it's like, what were you guys doing outside?
Yeah.
That's just the ghosts.
That's just the outside
the
spirits.
At the end of that second week, I was like, I think I woke you up and told you, hey, I think you're gonna have to commit me somewhere.
Yeah,
like,
we talked about that.
Yeah, I felt like that it was getting to the point.
You were like, I could hear it in your, like you were so mentally drained. I could hear it in your voice.
I didn't like talking about it.
Yeah, you were like, I think that we're gonna have to do something. We're gonna have to
put me in
the 6th floor.
It's the 5th floor here.
It's the 6th floor in Harlan.
Well,
wherever you are, the psych ward.
And the only thing that stopped it was to just ignore it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was paranoid and crazy. She was crazy.
I wasn't crazy. I was sad.
She was sad and depressed and all the other good stuff that
comes along with that. Yeah.
Chelsea got some kind of spinal cord disease.
Yeah.
That like 6 people in the world have. It's probably more than that, but
right. It's very rare.
yeah. And that all was within like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of
all played together.
Yeah.
But to me, I feel like you can't. Nothing like that can happen.
Since I started ignoring it, I've not been crazy since. I mean, I'm kind of crazy anyway, but like not to that point.
I mean, I kind of ignore it too, but I also at the same time, I'm like, it's had its long-lasting effects, obviously.
It looks like you're playing with a big hairball. That looks disgusting.
Wait, make it a mustache.
How do you want me to stick it up my nose?
Yeah.
No, I'm not sticking it up my
You thought about it.
And even that didn't make me completely believe everything.
Right.
I feel like I've started to believe more since I've been doing this.
Than you did whenever you were crazy?
Yeah. Which when I was crazy, I thought someone was going to try to kill you or hurt you.
You didn't think a demon was going to like take over my body?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that we're crazy. I would say that we have opened ourselves up to a completely different mindset.
Yeah.
I would say that if anything, it was a learning experience.
Hell of a learning experience there.
And that it was a very big eye-opener. You just have to be careful with what you're playing with. So I found a spirit guide, Bree found insanity, Chelsea found disease. Don't play with Ouija boards. I don't want to say don't do drugs because
Don't do drugs.
don't do drugs.
And don't play with Ouija boards.
And don't play with Ouija boards, especially if you're on drugs. So that's just basically our backstory with the demon ZOZO or ZOZO, whatever you want to call it.
Mama.
I've never called a demon mama.
Mama.
Sexy mama. That's our backstory with that. You get to get in some insight of mine and Bree's friendship.
And a demon.
And a demon.
With a demon.
With a demon.
Yeah.
Friends with demon fits. Like friends with benefits with thanks for watching. Thanks for letting me be here. Tell you my story.
I mean, you're alright.